Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a very quick speed test comparison here between the latest Xperia XZ against some of the flagship Sony phones, which we do have. We do have the X Performance, the Z5 and the Z3. A lot of people wanting to see the Z3 compared here against the latest from Sony. So we're going to check it out here. We've kept all of them on the stock software and they're all up to date to the latest firmware, so should be a fair test here. We're going to start them up at the same time as well if we can, so this shouldn't be too difficult. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh dear, we did land the X Performance on its face. I guess it deserves it really. So which is going to come on first? Which is going to come on first? XZ? XZ for the win? Oh no, Z3! You see, I told you, 2014 pinnacle of technology. Everything, you know, slow and buggy. Z5, XZ third. Wow, that's pretty bad. And as expected, the X Performance last here. Did anyone actually buy the X Performance? I don't know. Probably I was the only one who bought it. But you can get some good deals on it actually now, because obviously the XZ has come out and supplanted it. But we're going to have a look here at the performance, see if there's any improvement. So you can see straight away there's definitely improvement when it comes to displays. I think they are all on roughly the same brightness here, and you can see the X Performance and the XZ, very nice. I also like the way that Sony's made a curved display here, which kind of curves around the outside. Probably you can't see it from your angle, but I can certainly see it, which you didn't get with the old Sonys. Obviously we have Type-C as well, and no more flap nonsense that we used to have with the Z3, which is an improvement. But you know, if you're not bothered about that, then we can have a look at the actual performance here. I'm going to run a speed test of the Wi-Fi. And it'd be very funny if the old phones could keep up here. So we'll just check the server's correct. So it looks like the server's correct. And let's start with the Z3. Coming with a Snapdragon 801, which was, I think, overclocked compared to the other Z phones. And 3 gigs of RAM, as I remember. 21 megapixel camera, XMOR RS, I think, was it, or maybe something else, I don't know. Sony changes the camera quite a lot, but the results stay very similar. But we do have a decent score with the Z3, not amazing in 2016. Z5, you can see, very nice score here. It is coming with pretty much as good as many flagships actually. Z5 was released in 2015, late 2015, whoa, nearly. X Performance we do have. This is a very weird phone that Sony released straight after the Xperia X. In fact, it didn't even release. It didn't release the X Performance officially here. I had to import it. So, very weird phone, but it does have a compact kind of build quality, 5 inches, which is a little bit smaller than these phones. So if you do like that, that could be nice. I think it's also got the Conovo battery care technology, very good for if you want, you know, a longer battery run. I think it gives you 50% battery durability over like a couple of years, so that's quite nice. So what do we have here? We have the Z5 taking the crown. Wow, didn't expect that. So you can see the XZ just beats the X Performance. Oh, what's happened here? Come back. So for some reason the Z5 doesn't want to show its greatness here. But you can see, you know, this is a very nice victory for the Z5. I did actually enjoy the Z5. I felt that it was a good overall phone. I didn't like the processor they used in it, which was a Snapdragon 810. It did make for a very hot device at certain, you know, points when you're doing stuff like 4G, etc. I would have made it my daily driver actually, but it was just the 6P seemed to be a better overall phone at the time. In terms of the actual performance, you can see here all of them have 3 gigs of RAM and Snapdragon 820 in these two, and Snapdragon 810, Snapdragon 801. I'm going to speed through the Geekbench here because this is a long, boring benchmark nowadays, so we can get right to the end. So we're just finishing up here, and you can see the XZ has actually beat everyone else, which is very nice. I was expecting the XZ to come similar to the X Performance in terms of the benchmark speed of how fast it ran, but you can see it is way ahead of the X Performance for this test. In terms of the actual score, you can see we're getting single core 1654 and multi-core 3754, so well far away from the Apple A10, and I don't think it can reach the high of the Exynos as well in Samsung devices, but certainly the best Sony you can get right now in terms of the actual performance. I mean, look at that. That is literally nearly twice as much for the multi-core than the X Performance, even though they're running the same architecture, which is really weird. I don't understand how the X Performance can be so bad. So you can even see down here it's clocked at the same speed, same memory. Don't know what they've done with it, but it's very good that they've, you know, done whatever they've done. Maybe they're using faster storage or something. We don't really know. You can have a look as well at the comparison here. So I think the S7, you can see Exynos AA90 coming with slightly more single core, and also Note 7, which is in the landfill right now. That was the best with the multi-core, which you know, is quite interesting. Even the OnePlus 3, I think the OnePlus 3 gets more here for the, but that is clocked at 1.6. So very interesting, and you can see the Z3 has finished up here, and it still gets 1000 for the single core, which is quite a remarkable achievement. Even phones which are being released in 2016 can't even break the 1000 kind of area when it comes to single core. So very good performance here from the Z3, and you can see how it compares here against some of the recent phones. So it's sitting on the same level as the OnePlus 2, Xiaomi Mi 4C, Nexus 6P a little bit higher. Even LG Nexus 5X is lower here. Motorola Nexus 6, wow. LG G3, very nice. And Z5 obviously as well, Snapdragon 810, very decent score here. Certainly a big jump from the XZ to the Z5 in terms of the performance, but it gets less multi-core than the Z3, which is really weird. You know, you'd expect the Z3 to be less there, but I guess the 810 was heavily throttled to keep the heat down, so that could be the reason for that. But yeah, just a quick little comparison here then of the speed and performance of these devices. I might do like a speed test of the Z3 with the XZ as well as the Z5 to see, you know, how they compare head to head. But hope you enjoyed the video, found it informative, and let me know if you want to see anything in particular. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.